Hey, oh my God, Bella. Come on.
The problem with it is that I already bought it. No, it's in Kentucky. It's in Eastern Kentucky. Yep, it's $243 an acre. Problem with it is I already bought it. Drinking to celebrate. Yeah, $243 an acre. That's the problem with it. Yeah. That's the problem with it. Sorry. Oh, man. With the deed fees and everything on it, it was $248 an acre. Here's, I blacked out the guy I bought it from, his name. I blacked out the name of the guy I got it from. Here it is. 70, here we go, here's proof. This is an old thing, 75.75. My buddy bought this one up here, the 39 acre. 75.75 acres, $239 an acre with feed and feed, blah, 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 blah. So 75 acres for $18,000. Yep. Of course, I still owe money on it, but whatever. I should have it paid off in a couple of years. Yeah. $14,500? No. It's so much more expensive here in Britain. Oh, I know a lot more. What's up, Jeannie? Yep. Big, giant trees on it. Yeah, on the elongated skulls. Yeah, been talked about endlessly, hasn't it? Acres of buffalo skin. Split it up. Yeah, it takes money to actually split land up like that.
Don't smoke cigarettes, kids.
You have to redraw lines and create new deeds. Mr. Kyle. Oh, the trial? No, I'm not going to comment on that. No way. I'm not commenting on that on social media. No way, no how. No way. Latinus work? Which one? I've got a few of them. A buffalo burger? Buffalo burgers are horrible. They're dry and nasty. There is utilities out there. Crown owns it. Buyers are just leaseholders. Yeah. 175,000. Wow. 8 acres. Whoa.
Come on.
Group's called so-called elite. If you're trying to protect your territory. Yeah. Sell 10 acres if you wanted to. Yeah, but it would take paperwork. Have to contact the PVA. Draw up new property line boundaries. That stuff is not cheap. It's a lot of paperwork. Почему опять invest in the USA? For what kind of land? Ostrich burger? I never had one of those. Who wants neighbors? I know. It's a good deal of salt in Naples. 17 million an acre. Wow. Yeah, Naples, Florida. Or Naples, Italy. 17 million an acre, yeah. Hedge against hyperinflation is buy land. What type of land is a new lot? It's not new. It's hilly land. It's got a lot of old growth trees on it. It's got a creek running right through the middle of it. And there's a road that runs up through halfway up the middle of it. Yep. My rich buddy, who's tighter than the bark on the tree and never spends a penny, even though he's a millionaire. So tight. He bought the other piece. I could have bought both. This is his piece right up the road from mine. His is basically 40 acres. Look how much he paid for his 40-acre piece just up the road from mine. $9,555. 40 acres for $10,000, basically. Give up your religion to be with a girl. Chastity has nothing to do with emancipation, illumination, or wisdom, so. It's a holler. You call it a holler. It's a valley, really. Cheap. Now, his land had been clear cut because it used to be a strip mine for coal. So his land years and years ago was strip mine for coal, and then they put the dirt back and everything. So it doesn't have giant trees on it, but my land was never strip mined. It was coal mine is underneath my land. I have a separate deed for the mineral rights. I technically own a coal mine. Anybody want to buy a coal mine? I'll sell a coal mine through Zillow. No, I keep my head on a swivel and look a lot of different places. Seen by Joe Moran's Free Energy. The first hour and 6-minute video? No, I have not. Not yet. Nope. How did I find it? I have places to look. You just keep your eyes peeled at a few places. You'll find it. The gold mine, yeah. I never thought I'd own a coal mine, but I own a coal mine. Graphene, I'm not going to discuss that on social media. Coal mines are dangerous. Methane, I mean, they're dangerous. No. It would be cool to have an underground layer, though. That would be really cool.
Oh, okay, not cool. Little cool. Brisk.
I don't know anything about North Carolina. I know the land is more expensive than Kentucky, though.
Excuse my sniffling and snorting. I'm mildly congested.
You can grow mushrooms in there, right? All the elites do, yeah. Build your lair. You can work on your mine, sign a death waiver. Wow. You want to build a home in the side of the coal mine? You can use dowsing to find anything. My grandfather's farm, I wish he still had it. It had a cave on it, and the Indians lived there. And there were all sorts of Indian arrowheads dug up there.
It's been there a little while.
Louisville? I can't stand Louisville. That place is horrible.
Fine, just keep it.
Louisville is like St. Louis or Chicago or something. It's a whole... Can't stand Louisville.
Yeah, it's been there a minute, but that's not even...
What do they do and rebuild your home
good shape.
at first free of charge? No, that doesn't sound very likely. No, they actually plugged up the coal mine, just, plug at the entrance, so I'd have to dig through like 6 feet of rock or something. By law, they have to do that. When they're done with the mine, they have to plug it back up again. Otherwise, it's a super danger for everybody, especially kids. Because kids are like, let's go in the coal mine! And they get trapped, or, there's a methane explosion, or fall down a hole, and, man, that'd be dangerous.
I'm sitting outside, but I can get this cleaned. I'm not scared.
You concentrate on what it is you're dowsing for. Water, oil, coal veins, wiring, Mother Earth, central nervous system. Yeah, it's a nice idea.
Pretty damn good shape, guys. Gotta say.
Favorite tattoo? I don't think I have one, really.
Worth the effort to clean. Ew!
It's just ink under the skin,
Everybody heard
Market
that.
capping more than the next 5 car makers combined. I don't know why.
There might be a
Solve the most basic problems. Figuring out how to solve. What should you do about it? Get a group together and seek funding.
Like I said, it's in very good shape, guys. I mean,
so much green energy? That's not true. There's nothing cheaper than coal. What do you think the Chinese are going so hot in coal? I mean, green energy is... There's tons of green energy, but it's expensive as hell, and the output is really low. Solar, wind, water, extremely low output compared to coal or gas.
They're making you nervous? Come on.
Coal is the cheapest. People are stupid. They're locked in like the 1900s or something. They see these these coal power plants. They're like belching tons of filth into the air. Modern day coal mines are not like. Coal plants are not like that at all. Energy plants.
Okay.
Yeah, nuclear is actually the best way to go. But nuclear is too stigmatized. So is coal. So we have these brain-dead, emotional lefties that think that coal and nuclear is the devil.
Wait. Yeah.
No, modern coal plants are extremely clean. The most modern Western coal plants are zero emission. They have endless different types of filtration. They don't put out anything bad. You're thinking about old-time coal plants that were belching filth out into the air. The Chinese coal plants do that, but the Chinese don't care. China is not worried about belching filth out into the air. They don't have a environmental protection agency. They're not worried about it. They don't care. And whatever you think doesn't matter either. Towards a big tree with a small fork, willow branch in your hand, pointing horizontally towards the tree. Small fork, willow branch in your hands, yeah. This is true.
If anybody's wondering, what is Ken Wheeler?
Rest air.
He's doing his live stream. He's an interesting character.
The train's covering everyone and filthy. Yeah.
It's pretty funny. I find him cool.
That'd be pretty cool. I wish I could see those. I'm old enough to remember some of those coal trains where they're belching filth into the air. They're really cool. It was filthy as heck, but they're so cool to look at. Coal resources are not limited really at all. There's endless trillions and trillions of tons of coal out there everywhere. 80% of eastern Kentucky is coal. Some of it's better coal than others, but I mean,
Fortune acting like you're
I got lots of squirrels in the yard. Yeah, you could cut the air with a fork, yep.
God damn, you'd be fit as a fiddle and thin by the end of the fucking winter.
Yeah, but modern coal power plants are not like that.
Oh, Ken. You're gonna be alright, kid.
Gas railroad coal-driven steam engine.
Right, Bella? God help Ken Wheeler. Everyone.
Oh, from Quebec? It's the first snowfall today? Snow is Satan's dandruff. You know that, right? Satan's dandruff.
I love him. I love him. You too. I think he's figured out.
Yeah, it would be a good idea. Gym equipment with dynamos. That way you could power the whole gym with people exercising.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why are they doing that? Jesus.
Trouble steam trains from Glasgow to London.
Treadmill energy into electricity. I don't understand.
Just too busy taking over the world rather than saving it.
There's no need. There's enough energy.
Coal mine in Maryland. Oh, that's the Ventralia, isn't it? Was some kid or somebody, they dropped a torch or something down a crack, or was it an air vent? And it's been burning for nearly 100 years. It'll continue to burn for hundreds of more years. They had to abandon the whole city. The streets are cracked, and you can look down the cracks, and it looks like you're looking into hell because all the coal is burning.
That sounds cool.
There's videos of it too. I think it's called Centralia, isn't it?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Centralia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, the whole town had to be abandoned because the coal mine that runs underneath the town caught on fire. Somebody dropped a torch or something like that down a air shaft. It's going to burn forever. It's going to burn forever. Oh, man. Coal burn through with quantum dots. Personal nuclear power plants? Yeah, never, because a personal nuclear power plant is 100% empirically indistinguishable from a weapon of mass boom. There's no difference. Remember Ford talked about, like, what's it called, the Atom or something? It was like a nuclear powered car. It's like, but if you had a car wreck, then you'd be like, have a nuclear disaster. It's like, car wreck, nuclear disaster.
Okay, this way. Let's go to the beach.
Personal, nuclear power plant would be indistinguishable from a weapon of mass obliteration. You could cause all sorts of problems with that.
You gonna pee?
Lots of gas underground. Uncle said Navy nuclear guy's hair would stand up.
Good girl. Let's go find the sand. There's too rocky over here. Come on, the sand is over this way.
The heck's like in carbon molecules. Yeah, I'm not gonna let anybody have one though. Falling down in Christianity with Constantine. It's pretty accurate. If it wasn't for Constantine, Christianity would have survived into the modern age. Same thing with Buddhism. We would know nothing about so-called Buddhism if it wasn't for King Ashok. Religions only exist and survive because some super rich fool, spread it across the lands with his influence and his money. Case of Christianity, it was Constantine.
No.
Case of Buddhism, it was King Ashok. Bob Lazar.
I am not in the mood.
Louisville, Kentucky sucks. Yeah, but you don't want to live in Louisville because it's an armpit. It's...
Honey, I think there's a sidewalk over here. Come here.
Well, you wouldn't want to live in Louisville. Louisville's a pit. Louisville sucks. Everybody I know hates Louisville. It's on the river. It's dirty. There's a bunch of woke people that live there. California public schools today won't comply with the madness. Oh, hey, Kimberly. Good idea. You gonna leave California? Paganized. Yeah. Night vision cameras. I got FLIR, but I don't have night vision anymore. Churchill Downs. I don't care about horses though. Kentucky Fried Movie. Yeah, they make bats. Payroll and still, as far as I know. Simon Ontario. New Zealand. Hello. Land of Jacinda Ardern. Formerly a hardcore Marxist, Jacinda Ardern. Focus broke. God bless King of Shock. Old Benjamins, the horses. I don't like horses. They're majestic, gorgeous, extremely dumb animals that rich, egomaniacal young women like to ride. See all these rich girls in $700 leather boots ride their horses.
What's wrong with that? Come on, Ken. You know you like that. Ooh, rich girls.
He's happy with painting. Horses are sacred? No, they're not. They're dumb.
Hotter than
not
corn.
Mean. Horses are pretty useless.
Come on, Ken. Be real. Be real. You love them. They just don't love you. I know.
It's the valuable ones that are bred, not the wild horses. They're pretty smart. Derby winner? I don't know. I've never watched a horse race. Colony masquerading as a democratic country. I always wanted to go to New Zealand, but since it's gone full totalitarian, that's never going to happen. This is called the planet. Flat plane. Jacinda's got something packing. Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. It's electric rock mandates for billionaires. Rubies and emeralds, the hydrogen wire. You can make diamonds out of peanut butter, though, too. Did you know you could turn peanut butter into real diamonds?
Of course.
There's a company that makes diamonds out of your dead loved one's ashes. It's called Life Gems, I think. Puerto Rico, ¿cómo está? So Australia is also... Australia is definitely off the... I don't have the money or the time to go visit those places anyway. I always wanted to go to Iceland or New Zealand or Australia, but that's obviously never going to happen now. Reincarnated as a cockroach. How ashes and diamonds works? What are you talking about? You can turn peanut butter and your dead loved one's ashes into diamonds. It's pure carbon. They're industrial diamond making machines. That's not true at all. You mean that's not how it works? That's exactly how it works. Yep. No, you can look it up. I'm sorry you're clueless on that. It's called Life Gems. They turn your dead loved ones, your dead cat, or your dead dog's ashes into diamonds. No, I'm sorry, but you're 100% clueless on that. It's called Life Gems. No, it's an industrial diamond. They're yellow usually, but it's a real diamond. No, you're clueless on that. Sorry, you're totally clueless. You can go look it up. There's even probably 1,000 YouTube videos about it.
All of us with
people can like have a like a lady could have a diamond on her face. Like, that's my dead husband right there. Most of them are yellow, so they're not like. They are growing them larger though. Usually industrial diamonds, you could only get them barely past a carat. Ash is better for soap. That's why the Ganges River was so good for cleaning your dishes. It's because they burned so many thousands of bodies on the river Ganges that all the fat and stuff
Let's go to the
from
beach on
people's
this side.
bodies were in the Ganges, and so it was really good to clean your clothes and your various things. And
Come on, Bella.
potato makes it lie. Potash, yeah. You're losing brain cells.
Let's go.
Well, that's good. You're losing brain cells. You don't have to be here then. I really need some work. You have lots. Works of what? Soap potash. Brandon Mola. Already? Greenhouse. Make that Taj Mahal beer with water from the Ganges. Ooh, God, that's disgusting. That's like the dirtiest river on earth, or one of them anyway. Ish. Gross. 74 acres. Where is it located? What part of Kentucky? It's far eastern Kentucky. I'm not going to say exactly where. Takes me a couple hours to get there. Virginia? I don't know. I've never been to Virginia. Well, once. Just on the very far western. That's called, it's a park. It's called Breaks Interstate Park in Virginia. West Virginia's poverty. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do either one. Horse leather? I've never had horse leather. I'm not going to get any more tattoos now. America's poverty? Well, it is now, thanks to the dams, but I don't think I have a picture of the property here. I could have it. I might have it. I think I do. I guess I do. Mummification. You always take yourself with you. Deadpool, Free Guy Before. Ohio's poverty. Suggestions what to make with that pretty leather. Oh, I'm going to make wallets. You mean that real expensive red squishy leather? Ganges is disgusting. The Indian government is useless at doing anything good. Well, everything nasty gets dumped into the Ganges, including, what is it, every day? Something like 1,000 bodies get flushed into the Ganges. Sir, could open portals beginning in demons? No.
Irresistible and wonderful. Such a brat. Oh.
Woods drove down.
Animals.
They bathe in it? I know they bathe in it.
Oh. Big trucks.
Yeah, I know.
What about big trucks?
All manner of filth gets dumped into it, too.
Ooh,
thank you.
A little car.
What's that for?
That's a little car.
Shit about India.
You like it when it hits the bridge?
India is the world's largest democracy. I mean, I've never been there. My dead wife had been to India several times. She'd been to Ganeshpuri in India. Pennsylvania, Virginia are all commonwealths, not states. Yep. And people in the rooms and myself.
I wouldn't be sniffling so much if it
Air
was
burial, yeah.
a bit chilly. Whew. You can just see my breath.
There's enough spices in India to cover up the bad smells, though, right? There's more spices in India than there is bad smells.
I want to go to India.
There's an Indian that told me once, this is what he said. He said, "Man, when you come to India, you will understand why Gautama wanted out of samsara."
Oh, that's big truck. Big truck.
Oh, God.
Ooh, big wheels.
Live in India for a bit.
I want to go to India.
Dangerous place.
Please, someone take me.
Yeah.
Go and hike around Mount Kailash 112 times.
Black hole, yeah. It's the person reactivate the old coal industry. People aren't so happy about that. People are stupid. Modern coal power plants are perfectly clean. Everybody has like a brain for it, thinking about old coal power plants. They're belching filth into the air. God bless you, likewise. Oh, thank you. said redundancy is God. I was just talking about, not literally redundancy is God, just meaning having redundancy. You should say godlike. It's kind of like the infinite Rick, right? You can't kill him because there's infinite Ricks. That would be like the God state. Redundancy is God.
Yeah,
That's the way the military works. Why buy one when you could buy 10 for 10 times the price? Redundancy is God.
Bounce,
You find something great or cheap and great, and then you buy a bunch of them.
Shit and here.
People are like, why did you buy 75 acres up in eastern Kentucky? I was like, I said, it's hilly up there. I get people tell me that. I said, why did you do that? I said, it's $243 an acre. Oh, God. Who the hell wouldn't buy land at $243 an acre? Cheerful? I don't know. A leather tobacco pouch? Ooh, you mean I made out of the squishy leather? I can make a simple one for like $70. That leather is expensive. Yeah, just like a fold-over tobacco pouch for holding like loose tobacco. Yeah, as long as there wasn't anything fancy. It's home generation of methane, power generation combustion. They can make a fancy, not fancy. Well, it's the fancy leather. It's so soft and squishy. It'd be perfect for with a string. What do you mean with a string? A string of what? Where's the land? It's in eastern Kentucky somewhere. A leather cigarette pouch? Are you talking about like a pouch that's like one of those bulbous pouches with a string pull on it, right? You mean those? You know, like a pouch that looks like a sack. Looks like a crotch sack. You talking about those type of leather pouches? Yeah, the one that looked like hanging nads off a goat or something. One of those type of pouches. That's what you're talking about? When you say pouch, I'm thinking of like a pouch that, folds over. Oh my God. Yeah, like a sack for gold coins, yeah. Good for the immune system and the Ganges. Ugh. A scrote. A scrote. A crotch sack. Yeah, with a drawstring. Yeah. You're basically talking about a cod piece to hold tobacco in. That's basically what you're talking about, right? See, what you're saying is you want a cod piece, but you want a drawstring on it so it'll hold tobacco.
It better not be anything gross. If not.
Oh, God. Well, he asked me. It's like...
She does that. 1 in 10 rolls, man. She gets a turd all over her.
Did you suit a kilt? Suit a kilt. What? A gross vision? It is gross.
You happy? You happy? Huh?
I was trying to get down the parameters of the geometry of what she was speaking of. A leather journal? Yeah. Do you know what it involves to make a book?
Such a pretty girl.
Like what it really takes to make a book? It takes a lot. An alligator sporran? I'm out of alligator though. Do you know in the past 6 months I've used up 42 alligator hides? 42 alligator hides. Used them all up. My cost, that was about $6,000 in alligators.
Yeah. Wait, I gotta get my...
Human leather? Once. Yeah, they used to... There are people that they used to make books covered in human skin. They'd get off of cadavers. You can still find them off of eBay. They'll type in like human skin book. Usually they were like anatomy books, and they like humorously would cover them in cadaver skin. Just type in human skin book. People collect them. Yeah. They're medium-sized gators. Alligators? No, alligators get reborn as politicians.
A book covered in Hitler's skin? That might be kind of cool.
Lincoln Leonidas. Keychain?
Yeah. What would you pay for some criminal.
Same alligator keychain? I doubt it's the same, is it? Double your price due to inflation. Do that.
Covered in his skin. Didn't he do that kind of shit? Fucking dumbass.
It's legal to buy it. Want a puppy? Free pickup in Australia? Yeah, I don't want a puppy. A drone? I don't want a drone either. Ouch. Foreign as politicians, legit makes sense. So Tesla's name an abomination? Not really. Money on the alligator hides? Not much. Considering how much labor it takes to cut it up and make things out of it. Most Kentuckians smoke? No, absolutely not. No, I rarely see people smoke here, actually.
Forgot to mention it.
No.
There's been cloud cover, but that's starting to thin.
Not even up in the hills. Not many people smoke, no. I think Virginia sells a lot more tobacco than Kentucky does. Grows it and sells it. Tamron 18 to 300? Yeah, sure. Make sure Tamron sends it to me. Thanksgiving? I've never had Thanksgiving. It would be nice to have a Thanksgiving dinner somewhere, but move back to Kentucky from Florida. Everybody smokes where? Everybody smokes in Russia. I know that for a fact. North Carolina and Virginia. Safer. Oh, Musk is creating. Tesla pharmaceutical. Sounds about right. Crawdads? Those are cockroaches. I don't think Kentucky smokes pot. Not that many people, I don't think. I keep sliding down. Sorry about that. Crocodiles fascinate you. Insane. 35 to 150, 228. Which lens? Backy variety. I don't smoke anything. Pick up leather jackets and thrift stores for restoration. It's not worth it. The leather is too cheap. You have to get a super expensive leather jacket to find a decent piece of leather. There, Thanksgiving dinner. A friend's giving meetup. I don't think you'd want to meet me. I'm pretty boring. Thanksgiving. Give you an extra turkey lunchable. What's a lunchable? You smoke tobacco? I've never smoked anything. I don't smoke in Russian movie theaters. No, even back in the day, I don't remember them smoking in the theaters. Thanksgiving's overrated. Yeah, I'm already fat enough. I don't need to get fatter, obviously.
It's some kind of cleaning.
That's what people do with Thanksgiving is they
use this for
sit around and eat a lot, and talk about things.
Jumping. It's a nice. You would clean your glasses.
Make a patchwork jacket. Making a jacket is really difficult, actually. It's a real pain in the turkey sandwiches. Living gem. I don't live in a living gem. I look like Charlie Brown or a Cabbage Patch doll or Uncle Fester is what I look like. Okay, we're in Florida. We're back here, stepping back in time.
It's because you're fat, Ken.
Which part of Kentucky are you talking about? They don't do that here.
When I was fat, everybody looked like Uncle Fester if they're white, bald.
Tesla. And me, right? Oh, thanks. I'm pretty boring.
That's okay, dude.
300 people in 2 hours.
You got some cool magnets.
Oh, Rockwell? That guy is so unintelligent. He's making a fortune. Talking out of his backside about stuff he's never had his hands on. Fascinating. Michael Jackson Thriller jackets. No, I haven't seen anybody wear one of those in 30 years. The food didn't. My mother never cooked. My mother never got taught how to cook by her mother. So my childhood sucked, and I never had any good food to eat. Obviously, I'm not starving, obviously, but and nobody in my life ever cooked.
Damn, Ken.
Smoking in airplanes? I remember people smoking on airplanes. They had little ashtrays in the armchair things. You flip them open, people be sitting next to someone, they'd be smoking. Great cook. Don't need to hear that. What videos you listen 3 times? I don't know, I'm pretty boring. At least in my own mind I am anyway. Done a lot of exciting things, people tell me. I mean, work for the government, did some strange stuff in Russia. Not strange, you know, but like dangerous stuff in Russia. Used to skydive every day and do a lot of... Oh yeah, I know, I heard him talk about that. Motor smoking, yeah, I know they did. Talk about your T-zone and what's the best cigarette to smoke. 5, and what was it? 4 out of 5 doctors recommend Lucky Strike cigarettes. I listen to these old time radio shows, and in every 20 minutes or so there'd be a commercial. Go, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. 4 out of 5 doctors recommend Lucky Strike cigarettes. They're the best for your T-zone. Your T-zone was your throat, your tongue, and something like they called it your T-zone. Oh God! Used to skydive back in the 90s. Blue skies. I got permanent injuries in my legs from hard openings. We'll have airplanes can smoke in court, hospitals, not department stores. What did you find? Cave diving? I saw a dead body once cave diving. Found that. You see little fish. It's just like another world down there. It's perfectly clear spring water with Lysol. Oh my God! Really? Did anybody ever do that? That sounds like really painful. Ooh, with Lysol, huh? Wow. Why not liquid fire? Bet that'd work just as good, wouldn't it? Whoa. Pump gas for you. I know. I remember that. Phew. Good God. Set the house on fire. I swear to God, I'm snoring. I'm bored to death, not boring. Getting stuck down in the caves. Well, you have to know what you're doing. You need a full cave diver certificate. I guess I've got it right here in my wallet. It cost me a fortune to get that certification. I have it here somewhere. Where is it at? I don't know where it is. I got it somewhere. Man, that certification cost a lot of money. That's the only reason I still have it. It never expires either. Once you're a full cave diver, you're always a full... There we go. Look, oh my God, that's an old picture of me. Ah, there we go. Full cave diver. Look, there we go. That's back when I had hair. I still look like a fat douche. Yeah, so they got... you can't see it, but I got a ponytail hanging way back down the back. I had like hair down to my... I used to have really long hair.
This way. This way.
Yep.
Come.
Yeah.
Go ahead, come.
Expect you to return.
Come.
Like, that certification back in the 90s cost a ton of money. What about you? Higher realm. Who stops you from cave diving underwater? Nobody. Oh, well, they won't let you go to certain places that are controlled. You know, it's too dangerous. You'll die if you without the proper training and certification. It's dangerous as hell. You have to have a lot of very specific gear, like triple redundancy underwater lights, redundant BCD. You have to have cave reels so you could find your way in and find your way out. Oxygen decompression tanks. Italian. Guess I do. I'm not Italian, though. Son of Sam? Oh, well, thank you. What was the pick in your alphabet letter agency days? Kind of the same, different glasses. Sell you some what? John Jones stuck upside down in a cave. Takes a lot of courage. Oh, I did a lot of cave diving. Trench coat. So you worked on black projects and then you didn't agree with it about magnetism. Told me you were a good one-to-one follow. Yeah, for 40. How does a scientist that works for black projects know about you and agree with you about magnetism? Because I'm right about magnetism. Told me you were a good one-to-one. Oh, a good one to follow. Oh, I wonder which person that was. I just can't hear empty Bob Hudson. What? Aviators. That was back in the days of large glasses. Fester bulb? No, I had these sealed Lexington containers with a big old battery and sealed cords that went to halogen lights that you would put on your hand with special straps. Then also too, I had a light that clipped on the side of my helmet. You wear a helmet when cave diving because you have all this overhead. You're basically crawling on the ceiling because the silt is several feet deep. You can silt out the cave if you try to go along the bottom of the cave. That's just a no-no. Most diving caves in Florida? No, there's caves, freshwater caves, and saltwater caves. Tons of them in Mexico. Mexico's got the beautiful ones. They're illegal to dive in a lot of the caves in Mexico, but there's so much Aztec, Mayan artifacts at the bottom of those caves, and there's a lot of theft.
Woo!
I love field phenomena. I love lightning too. I don't know how much you love lightning. Some of you have actually been struck by lightning. I've nearly been struck by lightning 3 times. I was impacted by lightning, so I could technically say I've been struck by lightning. However, it was peripheral. But we all suffer from a lot of delusions, and humanity's not really that evolved when it comes to understanding fields. And I grew up just like you, believing this nonsense that lightning strikes, from cloud to ground. And there's an interesting phenomena that we only recently discovered, now that we have high-altitude aircraft, and they're called sprites, and they actually spew out into outer space, and they charge up the ionosphere. It's a fascinating phenomenon, but I'm not here to talk about sprites. But I, like you, for much of my life, suffered under the delusion that lightning strikes from cloud to ground. And this is simply not true. Eric Dollars actually talked about this to a very small degree. And I wanted to talk about this. And the dendritic pattern of lightning is absolutely fascinating. And it also, too, follows a phi logarithmic, i.e. the golden ratio, which, of course, is incredibly... And explaining that would take a long time. Not really. This stepped leader pattern that you actually see, they actually will take lucite and bombard it with ultra-high radiation X-rays, and they'll create lightning artwork. It's not really lightning, but it looks identical to lightning, and it's this dendritic capture. They charge up the lucite, they take it behind this, I think it's a lead-covered barrier. It's done up in Chicago. Other people do it, and it's bombarded with enormous amounts of radiation. So it creates this electrostatic torsion. They think it's electrons, which of course is complete lunacy and absurdity, but who cares what they think about that. Anyway, they charge it up, and there's videos on this, and when it comes out, you have to wear gloves. It's just charged up, because things that are clear, people think are an insulator, they're actually capacitors. So there's an enormous amount of charge held within this lucite. It's been bombarded with ultra-high energy X-rays, just literally super bombarded. I mean, it would be wickedly deadly to any human being to go across that conveyor belt that this lucite does, which is, I don't know if you know what lucite is, like thick, clear plastic. And they'll sit there, and it's just a nail on the end of a stick, and the nail is actually grounded, and they'll put it up on its edge, they'll put it right in the center of the thick edge of it, and they'll whack it with a hammer, and all of that dielectric tension dissipates into counter space, which is what a ground is anyway. But lightning is not striking from cloud to ground. Now, superficially, we think that that's the case. And we'll see stepped leaders, they're called. Some of them then, of course, don't make contact with ground, and that's how human beings have this idea that lightning strikes from cloud to ground, but that's not the case. And there are many images of this. It's hard to capture because it's not a rare phenomenon at all. But it's rather hard. There's not an enormous amount of images that have been captured of this, but you could do a Google search, type in upward streamers, where there's this charge of saturation in the atmosphere because of the not only the Earth, but also, too, the clouds, but the lightning is not going from cloud to ground. And there are these upward leaders. Basically, it's called upward lightning. Some people call it upward lightning. And I've known a few people that have seen it, and it's when you see that, you better run, because that means that the discharge saturation, which is the impulse current in the air, it's not actually in the air itself, the oxygen and nitrogen, is such that it is looking to dissipate. If you see an upward streamer, then you're in trouble. Hopefully not, but I mean, it might hit you. Anyway, you'll actually see lightning strikes where there's many upward streamers being emitted from ground towards the cloud, and it is looking to connect. But we'll say, well, lightning is grounded out, and we still have this idea that lightning strikes from cloud to ground, and that's not the case. It's actually a impulse current in a discharge into counter space. Dillard said it accurately, and I'm not going to feign, to be the first person to say this. He said it in one of his videos, and he's actually 100% correct. Of course, he said that it's completely ridiculous. Something along these lines. He said to think as lightning. He said if you build your lightning arresters on the idea that lightning strikes from cloud to ground, you're going to fail. Your lightning arrestor system is going to fail. He said, is it a lateral discharge into counter space? It is a desaturation effect. It is an impulse current discharge into counter space.
Come on.
And this is accurate. And yet all of us, we were taught this, and we see this. And it's the same thing with magnetism. Correct observations, but incorrect conclusions. That what a magnet is this device that has a magnetic field around it, and that's a magnet, and that's magnetism around it. Well, the primary factor of a magnet is it's a dielectric hyperboloid, but people aren't fascinated by that. That's not what is moving metal pieces around. So everybody has seen lightning either up close or off in the distance, and from superficial observation we think, well, it's striking from cloud to ground, because of the thunderstorm and the big dangerous clouds that are up there, therefore lightning, because it's bad weather. Bad weather is up there, it's not down here, right? Well, how would we ever think that lightning is anything other than cloud to ground? That superficial, accurate observation is, however, an incorrect conclusion. And this is fascinating. Fields are fascinating. And people have made fun of me. I don't care if people say subspace or zero space or counter space, the ether. It doesn't make any difference. But lightning is not a cloud to ground phenomena. It is a desaturation lateral into counter space. And if you've actually ever seen lightning up close and didn't close your eyes, because it is, of course, very frightening and loud, you'll actually see the desaturation in counter space. You'll actually see the lightning pulse. And you can see that it is discharging into counter space. But it must have a ground. But the desaturation of the impulse current of the lightning is discharged into counter space. It's not discharging into the ground. Well, sure there is. There's fulgurites, and we've all seen lightning rods and the streak. Well, this is true. It has to find a ground. Yes. Many times lightning doesn't hit ground. It will discharge into counter space halfway between the clouds and the ground. So where do you think it is grounding out then? Most lightning strikes do not make a connection between a cloud and ground. I assume most of you know that also. Anyway, the field phenomena of lightning is fascinating, especially, the many years I lived in Florida where there's an enormous amount of lightning
We're gonna go to
phenomena.
the car and get some
It's
water.
scary, it's frightening,
Let's
it's
go get a
dangerous
drink.
as hell, obviously so, because it's ultra high voltage and, will do some serious damage to you, obviously so. But, this is not a vertical phenomenon. It is a lateral phenomenon, a discharge in the counter space from the impulse current of the saturation that is generated from, just like rubbing a balloon on someone's hair, you actually generate the static electricity. I mean, what do you think the bumping of this cumulus phenomena that's actually creating a charge disparity, in the volume between the ground and the cloud? And also, too, above the cloud. And then we have the Sprite phenomena. Nova actually had a great video on the Sprite phenomena that actually shoot up into outer space. It's absolutely beautiful. Very, very beautiful phenomena. They don't understand it. But it's beautiful. I've done a video on Sprite phenomena. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. I hope you didn't find this video too boring. But look up upward streamers. There are more than a few images out there. There's not a tremendous amount. But some people will call it upwards lightning or ground to cloud lightning. But it's the connection for the discharge of the impulse current to discharge and desaturate into counter space. And it will make connection whichever is faster and whichever is better. It seeks the path of least resistance, which of course we all know that about lightning. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.